Welcome back, Wolfpack, to another Pokemon Quest guide video. Today we're going to be talking about combat, but foist. Hey, why don't we open up these cooking pots? I haven't done sort of an unboxing video for you guys, so it should be interesting. Another horsey. As you guys know, if you haven't seen my shiny hunting guide video, which I put out yesterday, there will be a card popping up right about now for that. Look at these shinies. It's taunting me. My Golem, my Muck, and my Pidgeot are shiny, and I just think it's a little funny that they showed up in the background of this stupid horsey. Anyway, I've been shiny hunting a Dratini. Again, I have a video guide on how to optimize your shiny hunting in Pokemon Quest. You should definitely check that out. Haven't had any luck since the last Dratini I got, which is now a Dragonair. But I have been getting a lot of good Pokemon. I finally got a Weezing, and hopefully I get some more Pikachus. Hey, I got another Electabuzz. Let's go. But mostly, you know, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Let's go. I already have an Electabuzz that has Thunderbolt, but I'm glad that it's possible to get other ones. Also, this is trash. It only has 1 health, so I'll be throwing that away. Yeah. So let's open the last one real quick, and then we'll hop into the combat guide. Hey, we got another Pikachu. I really hope this one only has 1 move. Yes! Volt Tackle? Oh, yes! Oh, crap! Why do these only have 1 health? It's trash! Oh no, why is this trash? Okay. Alright, well, that's pretty good, I guess. Let me set these up, and then we're gonna hop into some combat. Okie dokie, so before we hop into combat discussion, let's talk about the team that I have. I have an all close range team, and it's what I like to use, man. It's pretty sick. I got my level 90 Chub Raichu. I got Arms, level 83 Machamp, and I got Ogre, level 91 Electabuzz. The reason I was freaking out about Thunderbolt is because it's what I like to use. They're basically, I say this all the time, but they're like Whirlwind Barbarians from Diablo. So basically, Thunderbolt, it only does 80 damage, but you spin around in a whirlwind and you have multiple projectiles that come out, and it often paralyzes. So that's really, really good. I like that. In sort of having Raichu and Electabuzz both spinning around while Machamp buffs them with Bulk Up, and the Sharing Stone is really, really good. So that's sort of the theme of what I want to talk about today. Hopefully I don't lose. I'm going to take the boys off of auto. I'm going to go back to Hushed Highlands to get those sick blue ingredients. But first and foremost, I want to talk about going into combat. First and foremost, you want to set up your auto runaway glitch, even if you're going to put them on auto, because sometimes you need to take them off of auto and, you know, run away for a little bit just to recover someone else. So let's clear this wave of ads, and then with the next wave, I'm going to talk about positioning. So I'm going to bulk up with Machamp, and I mean, you could barely see it, but that allows my Raichu and my Electabuzz to get into a position while they're moving somewhere. So I'll often use bulk up on Machamp so that Raichu and Electabuzz, if they're not running into things, can move forward, and Machamp sort of stays back. Oftentimes I will, since both of my Raichu and Electabuzz are slotted with a Whack Whack Stone, so there's an example of what I was talking about. And then I'll set off Raichu and Electabuzz and then run away with Machamp so that he can get into a better position to just sort of stay alive in the background. And this way you'll notice that I have Raichu and Electabuzz next to each other, which is where they can deal the most damage, doing, you know, their little spin to win. Now sometimes you'll encounter a situation like this where Machamp runs into the next wave. It's not that big a deal for the waves, you know, for the minions, but for the boss it can be a pain in the butt, especially if you're running the 12 levels on Happenstance. I still haven't beaten the second 12 level on Happenstance. I've been too busy trying to been too busy trying to shiny hunt that Dratini. So basically, since they have the Whack Whack Stone, they can pull off both of their Thunderbolts. We're pretty much screwed here. This is what really frustrates me about this is a lot of the times, even if you're super buff, if you get confused by these Nidoran, you just kill yourself. And it really sucks. I very rarely encounter them, but of course as soon as I'm recording, it's going to be the time that I actually encounter them. But it's not really that big of a deal. If I, knock myself out, it's not that big of a deal. So now that Machamp is back, I'm going to pop the Bulk Up. And we do get poison. Jeez Louise, man. The status conditions on these Nidorino, sorry. So Machamp's in the front. I'm going to use Bulk Up. Like so. So hopefully Raichu and Electabuzz will scoot up. I'm going to pop Thunderbolts with the Whack Whack Stone on both of them. I'm going to get Machamp out of there, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, so that Raichu and Electabuzz can draw aggro of both of the bosses. I'm at a little bit of low health. That probably wouldn't have killed me even if I would have tanked the Earthquake from the Nidoking. But as you can see, I'm timing my Runaway cooldown, or the Bulk Up cooldown rather, on my Machamp with the Runaway glitch timing, so that I can just pop Raichu, pop Electabuzz, hit Runaway with Machamp, and then the cooldown's gonna swirl, and then as soon as it's done, I hit Bulk Up, so that you haven't been able to see it very well in this guy, but as soon as Machamp is done running away, he will use Bulk Up, and he's still moving after I've pressed the button to use Bulk Up, so it basically just maximizes his distance away from the enemy Pokemon. So I'll try and give another example. But you can see he was still running off the side of the screen after I had already hit Bulk Up, so he doesn't stop in place. He does stop in place far away from the bosses, but yeah, pretty much I could just put these guys on auto at any given moment, barring that we get poisoned and confused by the freaking Nidorinos. Those guys are super duper annoying. So that's just a quick example of what I've been using. Things to note are, it's very important to set up the infinite runaway glitch if you intend on using it, even if you're going to put them on auto, because for the boss Pokemon, it's a good idea, even if you're using auto, to take auto off and then just face the boss Pokemon yourself. Keep in mind that a lot of the Pokemon that are close range or long range tend to fluctuate between their roles. A perfect example would be my Vileplume. Its bingo bonuses are movement speed, so even though it's long range, it tends to be at the front of the pack more often, so you have to build for that, right? Something like Raichu and Electabuzz might seem like long range attackers, but basically when you're looking for team composition, you want to think, like, first of all, what's going to be fun, right? Just prioritize fun, and you're not going to have a bad time, obviously. But what's fun to use? For me, it'd be my Whirlwind Barbarians with my Machamp as sort of the bulk up setter. I've tried other team compositions, and this is by far my favorite. I've leveled up other Pokemon just bringing Raichu and Electabuzz and someone else in the middle. You do get rid of bulk up, but it's a good way of having super high damage, high level Pokemon to level up your weaker Pokemon. So in terms of team composition, it's very good to have someone that knows a status move, whether that be bulk up, whether that be synthesis, or amnesia, or in this case, we have a Butterfree with string shot. I wish my Magmar had slots after Belly Drum. I really do. That raises all of your stats. I do have a Lickitung that I'm looking to replace Machamp with. I just need the right roll on freaking Belly Drum. I need to get Belly Drum. Yeah, but right now he's got Mega Punch. He's got a ton of health, and this is a prime candidate to have Belly Drum with the Sharing Stone and a ton of health to sort of be our, I guess in the online community they call these Pokemon buffers, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. So it's sort of a tanky Pokemon that is going to stay in the back and buff your team. You can build them with hit healing or natural HP healing. I like to build everyone with hit healing, right? Because it's really the only way when you're fighting a boss to heal health, and it's the most consistent way to heal health. Obviously, you can do healing from KO for the waves of ads. Natural HP healing really only applies. It has like this sort of hidden cooldown where it doesn't proc all the time, right? If you're familiar with the Final Fantasy games, if you have something like health regen, it's going off all the time. It's not like that in these games. There's sort of like a period of time in between health ticks, and it maxes out at 10, I believe. So if we look at Ogre, we have max hit healing, and then natural healing would also, I believe, max out at actually I think it might be 100. Healing from KO I think is 10, and hit healing is 10. So I have max hit healing on these guys, and yeah, I don't know why am I carrying this? Why the heck am I carrying? Look at this glitch! Sometimes I don't even think they tested this game, to be perfectly honest. But those are my dudes. Things to note is, if you have a Pokemon you really like to use but it's trash, just get rid of it. You're gonna have a better time having fun in this game and using Pokemon that not necessarily are your favorite, but that are fun to use and that you can get away with, putting them on auto every once in a while or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I would keep in mind, especially on, I think it's 12-2, the evolutions. I would prioritize having multiple teams. This team is not very good for the evolutions, or even if you get Vileplume and Victory Bell, because when you are spinning around, you're pushing the opponent back and you're pushing yourself back, right? Machamp doesn't have another move besides Bulk Up, so he really, if he's getting pushed away, he's not getting that hit healing from being up close and personal to the boss Pokemon. So it would behoove you to think about your team composition, what the moves do. If you have something like Waterfall, Tackle, Astonish, Sucker Punch, or Dig, or Fly, I can't think of any other moves, but the moves that send you toward the opponent, right? It could be very good for breaking through the walls of the stuff like the evolutions that keep you at a distance with like all of their moves. Things like, I'm pretty sure Vileplume has, I don't know if it's Play Rough or something where she spins around and pushes you back. But just think about your moves in relation to where your positioning needs to be. Again, I have my Whirlwind Barbarians that I can just set off and let Machamp run away. If they didn't have a Whack Whack Stone, it'd be less effective. So also think about negative synergy with your Pokemon's moves. Things like Draco Meteor on a Dragonite is very good to have a Whack Whack Stone because you're just in a stationary position and the meteors are coming down all around you over and over again, right? So it has very good synergy with very strong moves. And not very good synergy with weak moves unless it's something like Thunderbolt where you're moving around, right? A lot of weak moves can become very valuable if they move your Pokemon out of position of harm, right? It was fairly easy eventually once I got my formula down to beat Mewtwo because my Pokemon are moving around and very evasive and elusive a lot of the time. So you don't really want to have Pokemon that have a move that just send you straight to the enemy Pokemon and then you have to stand there and take damage, because the more that you're hitting, obviously the more you're taking advantage of hit healing, unless you have natural HP healing, in which case we already talked about how there is sort of a cooldown timer in between ticks of health regeneration that doesn't really make it as viable as something like hit healing. When it comes to Happenstance Island, it's really difficult to build for specific bosses. Again, my build is definitely not for 12-2. I can't deal with the evolutions and I can't deal with Vileplume, so right now I'm going to have to start thinking about, okay, do I have any Pokemon that are going to send me into the boss's sort of area? What are the boss's hitboxes like? What are their moves hurt boxes like? So this is all things that you need to be thinking about when you're building a team for Endgame. Now, again, I mean, just for walking around and farming up materials like I've been doing to, you know, prepare for shiny hunting, I could really care less. I just set the guys on auto and don't care about positioning or anything like that. But when it comes to Happenstance Island, it's really difficult, especially since it's timed, to just go in with whatever team and expect to be able to beat the time. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like making these guide videos. Let me know if you enjoy me making them by smashing that like button. Smash that like button! Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment if you feel so inclined. And if you want to see more of my content, you gotta smash that notification bell. That's the way things work on YouTube nowadays. It really sucks, but if you want to support me, that would really help me out. That's pretty much it. That's all I got for you. Links in the description below. You guys have been great. I have been the Danger Moss, and I will see you next time. Bye!